Okay, so I jinx myself, like, really hard. Throughout the entirety of the pandemic, I've been on my high horse on how I never got COVID. At this point, the majority of my family and most of my friends had got it. However, me and about two other people I know never got it yet. Until now. But ever since then, I would say the amount of smugness that I harbored was immense. But boy, did that bite me in the butt. This all started a few days before my dad tested positive. I had to pick him up from his workplace, during which my dad had a really nasty cough for a while, so I didn't really think too much about it. Maybe it was the flu or a minor cold. So while I'm in the car with him, every 5 minutes he's coughing up a lung. However, I wasn't too worried. I've hugged and stayed in close proximity with people who did have COVID, so I didn't stress about it. And I was also vaccinated and whatnot, and I always wore my mask no matter what, even if the restrictions were lifted. And when I get tested, I'm still feeling fine, so I asked my mom if we could go shopping around the area. It's when that I start walking around, I really begin to feel sick. My head is pounding, my body is heavy, and I just want to lie down on the nearest shelf and take a nap. Being too sick and tired to drive, my mom drives for me, and I try my hardest to sleep on the drive home, but I have one of those headaches where sleep just isn't an option. When we get home, I crash on my bed. When I successfully manage to take a nap, my mom wakes me up and tells me I tested positive. That is when I fell off my high horse and cried out that after all this time of staying clear of the virus, it was all over. I was bedridden with the most excruciating pain for 2 whole days. Headache, sore throat, fever, chills, body aches, the whole shebang. I tried so hard to push myself past the limits and attempted to get out of bed to sit at my desk to at least play some games or work on some things so that I wasn't just unproductive. However, that was all for naught, for after 5 minutes, I laid back down in bed. But I was completely fine after those 2 days, thanks to the power of extra strength Tylenol. Not sponsored by Tylenol, by the way. But get this. Literally after I got better, like no headache and no fever, nada, my taste and smell just goes away. How? Why? I was very upset because the day that I lost my sense of taste and smell, we had ribs for dinner. So as I'm sitting there eating flavorless rib mush, my family is munching away. Day after day, for consecutively 6 days, I had no taste or smell. I had hints of certain scents here and there, for which I'd try and huff everything I could get my hands on just to get a sense of smell of something so that I wasn't going completely insane. But, after those 6 days, I was fine. The lesson here is don't jinx yourself, or else you'll be thrown off your pedestal of smugness and tossed into oblivion.